Fang. So you said everyone says Ed wins the matchup, but you struggle in it. Okay. So in this matchup, first of all, I'm gonna say you have to use V-Skill 2. Use V-Skill 2. Your V-Trigger pick doesn't matter as much, but I do advise you to use V-Trigger 2 as well. But that doesn't matter as much compared to the actual matchup. But use V-Skill 2 though. Use V-Skill 2. Okay. Let's get into this. Alright, so first of all, in this matchup, you have, what can Fang even like? Do that again. So one of the reasons why this is kind of hard, it's hard for Fang, is because first of all, you have this button here, right? At this range, you have this button here, right? Fang doesn't really have the best punish for that. So it's quite a spammable button in this matchup. Let me make him guard all. If you do this, at this range you'd get punished. But what does Fang even do? Can Fang, what's Fang's light conversions like? Let me see Sam. That's not even a combo. Fang can't really, he'll have to do EX. But Fang can't even really get light conversions. So that's like a button you can really spam on block for pretty much for free, right? And even if he punishes it, first it means that you didn't space it right, because at this range, he's not touching you. This isn't even properly spaced right here. Like right here, and he's still not punishing it, you can go even further out. Free. If he's even hitting you with a jab, you're not spacing it right. You don't even have to space it properly. Pretty easy to space. So this button, if you get a crush counter, from this. Remember, you can spam this. If you get a crush counter, okay. And now he's in the corner. And he's got to hold all of this. Got to hold all that pressure, right? So that's neutral. A button you can really abuse in neutral. First of all, right? Alright. What's next? Ed has a good whiff punish. He actually has a pretty good whiff punish for Cow's Crouch. So if you find that the Fang player is whiffing this a lot, I forgot what's even the input for it. Isn't it like, what the hell's the input for it? What's the input for Cow's Crouch? Does anyone know the input for Cow's Crouch for Fang? What even is the input? I swear it's like mad weird. Down 3 punches. Oh, okay. So if you find that the Fang player is doing this, right? Let me try to get it. So if they're doing all this, right, and then all of a sudden, oop, there. You gotta sort of be ready for that. With you can do medium kick. There we go. So they've got to be ready. They've got to be scared of that. They've got to be scared. You're already doing all of that. Of course, if you block it, it's not the end of the world. You know, he is +2 and stuff, but it's not the end of the world. You've got a free frame if they're not keeping their strings frame tight. You've got a free frame. You've got a good whiff punish for this. You've got answers. And also, here's another thing. When Fang is actually pressuring you in general, if Fang chooses to do stuff like this, I think this is the right one. If Fang's doing like stuff like this, unblock, Oh, that was the light one. So the light one is fine, because the light one leaves in minus anyways. The light one leaves in minus anyways. That's fine. If he does medium, which is the one they usually rather do, so what is it? Those ones, you have V skill 2, right? Before V skill 2, actually, you actually have Psycho Upper. Alright, so when they do this, you have this at the right range. So you don't have to really hold that. You don't have to hold that pressure. You can just do that. And then you also have V-Score 2. That. There's the reason why I say use V-Score 2. You don't even have to spend the bar. Now if you've got V trigger activated now, this punish now turns into this. Into Oki. Or into Oki. So you see that Fang's pressure is already limited. Fang's pressure has already been limited to doing... Fang is no longer going to be doing those sort of strings. They're just going to start doing stuff like this. And they're going to press normals, but they're not going to cancel into anything unless it's on hit. On block, you're just going to have to deal with Cowl's Crouch. What else are they going to do? This heavy kick, Cowl's Crouch, and normals. But they're no longer going to start doing stuff like this. They won't really be doing that anymore. Because, and that's a huge part of Fang's like arsenal. He has to do stuff like that to start doing stuff like all the mixes and all of that. But that doesn't happen in this matchup if you're Ed. That doesn't happen. So you already limit the player. So if that helps, I hope that does help. Also, obvious reasons, Ed does a lot of damage in general. Ed hits hard. He hits hard. Fang doesn't have a wake up DP, so you don't really have to worry about wake ups as much. Don't have to worry about wake ups as much. Oh, and of course, can't really do this. If he's throwing out, what's this move? He's throwing that out all the time. Throwing that out all the time. You've got V-Score too, right? Even that trade, this is a good trade for you. This is a good trade for you. So like, sure you get hit, but look at the distance. Look at the knockback distance. This is fine. You still can dash. You can still dash and try to get some. Take that. It's fine. It's fine. Take that trade for the knockdown. Or even better, if you can DP, you're fine. Take the trade, get more damage, and a better plus advantage situation. You can get sweep. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Oh, and if you have V-Trigger activated, then of course you got... Now you can do that. That's a big punish for trying to throw out a fireball. I'll do it again. And even if you're not optimal, then it's fine. You can still do, like... You know? And then they're in this situation again, in the corner. But yeah, that's the main reason why Ed limits what Fang can do. So hopefully that does help out. Hopefully I was able to help on that.